Hey everyone, Tech Steve here, and welcome back to the channel. Right here I have a 120 Hz television, but it does have one problem for people who have two of the newer gaming consoles. First of all, it uses HDMI 2.1 for eARC, so you can run it over to a soundbar through the HDMI cable on the back. But the problem is that only leaves you with one HDMI 2.1 input. So today we're going to take a look at the OREI BK-401, and what this box can do is it takes that one input and it makes it up to four HDMI 2.1 120 Hz input. So in this video we're going to take it out of the box and I'm going to show you guys some different ways that you can get it to work for you. So let's jump right into it. In the box you get this user manual that goes over all the specs, all the configurations of how to hook it up, and everything you need to know to get everything set up. It also comes with this AC adapter. You get this remote control so you can switch through all your different inputs. This is the BK-401. I've already plugged it in just to show you the front of it. You can see you have a power indicator and you have an indicator for all your inputs, and you can use the switch to go through them. There's also an automatic mode, and there's where you point your remote control at. On the left side you have an output that goes over to your television, and on the back of it you're going to find your DC power input as well as your four inputs that goes over to all your different devices. And last thing, on the bottom you're going to find these little rubberized feet, and you can put it somewhere and it keeps it from moving around. Next, I'm going to show you how I have everything set up. So over here we have the PS5, and over here we have the Xbox Series X, all running with HDMI cables. Plus, I'm going to be using an Apple TV just to show you guys a demonstration. So this is how I have everything lined up. I have a PS5, Xbox, Apple TV, and you can use input 4 for miscellaneous. So what I did is I took the monitor output and ran it to the TV. I took the PS5 and ran it to input 1. I put the Xbox Series X on input 2, and I put the Apple TV on input number 3. And that's pretty much how everything is set up. Now keep in mind you can use the remote control, but I have it on input 1 for the PS5. Now we're going to look and see if this can actually pass through the PlayStation at 120 Hz. So first thing I'm going to do is show you guys the screen and video. And if we go to video information, it's only reading 60 Hz, and it's because on PlayStation you literally have to trick the game console. So all you need to do is open up any of your 120 Hz games, go into settings, go down to video options, and make sure that you have high frame rate chose. Now with that, I can go back to the console, go back into the settings, and then if I go down to screen and video outputs, you can see now that it is reading, that it is picking up the VRR up to 120 Hz, and HDR is supported. Next, let's switch over to the Xbox Series X. Now that we're under the Xbox Series X, you can see that it's seeing 4K at 60 frames per second, but the great thing is I have this drop down. So if I go to 120 Hz, here comes the moment of truth. And we're going to go ahead and keep these refresh settings. And now you can see that it is seeing 120 Hz. Now if we go over to the 4K display options, I have 4K at 60 Hz, 4K at 120 Hz, plus it can do all your gaming settings including Dolby Vision, but Dolby Vision is 60 Hz max. And going through the BK-401, you can see that it does support the auto latency, the variable refresh rate, Dolby Vision, everything you need to get the exact same outputs as you would if you had it connected directly to the television. Next, we'll go ahead and switch over to the Apple TV. The first pop-up screen that I get is, do you want to try Dolby Vision? So you can see it is passed through in the system. So let's go and give it a try. The Dolby Vision logo pops up in the corner and it is good to go. Now let's take a look at the settings and see what kind of options we have. If we go down to TV and video, you can see it does support that Dolby Vision that I just showed you guys. And if we go into match content, it supports that as well, including the frame rate match. It also is allowing the Dolby Atmos pass-through to happen as well, which is great. Keep in mind you have to have a soundbar connected to your television for that. And keep in mind the Apple TV is 60 Hz, so you could plug it directly into the back of the TV if you don't want to use this selector. Now we're going to check the input lag, so I want to go into the picture settings and make sure that it's on gaming mode. And this is going to give us the fastest response time out of this television. So what we're going to do is go ahead and press the button on my adapter, and we're getting about 14.3 milliseconds. Next, let's run it through the BK-401 and see if we lose anything. So now I have it plugged into the BK-401. Let's go and check, make sure it's in gaming mode. And it is in gaming mode. Let's go and exit out that screen and let's just check it out. So right now we're getting 14.3 milliseconds. So you're not losing any input lag by going through this BK-401. And just so you know, this is a 40 gigabit adapter and with HDMI 2.1 cables, and it will support 8 to 12 bits of color depth. And it'll also pass through your Dolby and DTS formats for high fidelity audio quality. So with all the examples I showed you, I hope this works out for you, especially if you got that one input on your television. You're gonna be able to hook up your Xbox Series X, your PS5, any new consoles that come out, or even a computer or anything that has an HDMI output. It will go through this selector, no problems whatsoever. If you guys want to learn more, I'll leave all the links in the description below. I'm Tech Steve. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace!
Tech Steve.